I'm Mahreey here, starting my live FB live at 2:30. So we will wait around 5 to 8 minutes. Then I will continue the journey of my life. So from start till, this depends how long. Estimate time that I will be using sharing will be around 30 to 45 minutes. So we'll wait for 5 to 8 minutes. Then we will see how. But before that, I will be introducing my workplace. So this is my newly during this MCO3 newly done workplace, and my hubby Jonathan really helped me a lot on this workplace. So and today, why do live? The first live that I did, right, I do not have any makeup. If you really go back to my Facebook, really peel the face and so on. So today at 8 a.m. did an interview with Hobbies and SY Management in Arab Saudi. So in Arab Saudi and Dubai. So it's actually a really very good experience, and thank you so much Andrew for giving me this opportunity, and SY Management. So today I will be talking about my life journey and 32 years life journey. So we will still wait for another 5 to 8 minutes. More people come in, then the merrier, and you can actually ask any question. How did I overcome it and so on. And if you really, before we actually proceed the 5 to 8 minutes, I will show you my workplace. These boxes that if you really see, okay, I need to move this a little bit. These boxes that you really see, okay, is I actually recycle the boxes and do the what. So when we buy from a lot from the Shopee, right, all the boxes is actually, I feel that, hey, it's a waste, it's going to throw. Why not we do and recycle, although a little bit ugly, but it's very useful. So the table is not very untidy. And normally when I start work, okay, can you see? Okay, can you see? So I will prepare a bottle of water, so around 900 ml, and lemongrass or green tea, or even though ginger, hot drink. And this is my students who gave it to me. Can see this, Happy Teachers Day, many years ago. And you can see the wordings to Teacher Mahreey, Happy Teachers Day, Ashwini and Arivin. And both of them were in my school, so they progressed and now grown up already. So this is the peppermint. I will prepare lavender and so on. Even the peppermint got 3 types. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 types. So this is how I prepare, and this is my workplace, and a plant and lights. And even though I have two speaker, one is Bose, bought from Japan, and honestly Bose sound system is really good, but need to connect to Bluetooth. And my 天猫精灵, so I really like 天猫精灵, and actually very reasonable. And I do have a book stand. 如果是想听音乐，可以对我说。天猫精灵，天猫精灵。我在。你说。关。音量已调到41。天猫精灵。我在。你说。关。音量已调到51。Oh, maybe my Mandarin is not that good, huh? They are putting louder. 天猫精灵。我在。你说。关。好的，再见。Okay, so actually it's very reasonable. I bought it at around 80 over ringgit. So the sound system is actually quite good, but you need to know how to speak Mandarin. My Mandarin is not very good, but this 2 months, 3 months, I'm buying Mandarin books to actually improve my Mandarin. And this one is a diffuser that my hubby that buy for me to calm myself. So on and off, I will be putting lavender or peppermint and so on. And if you really see, this is a Mandarin book, but it's a holder that actually I can read. You can actually see this. Because sometimes when you get older, right, so you tend to need to put a little bit far so I can put a little bit far that actually I can actually see. And I actually recycle this. If you see, my son bought the what laptop is that? Gear. Yeah, I think Gear. So they gave this and so on. I actually took it and recycled it. So this is the one. And if you really see, I also, because total got 4, I recycle this. And I actually can put my phone here. And let it to stand. So actually a lot of things can recycle. And of course, my late husband is there. The photo, and I need to put it back. Okay. Okay, and this one, I actually have this. And normally I will be playing with it and so on. I will let go. I will just move a little bit, yeah. Okay. Where's my pillow? My pillow gone. Okay. So this is some of the things that is actually very good for special needs students. And even though sometimes you can actually buy it if when you are stressed and so on, you can actually squeeze it and pull it and so on. And actually it's like it's actually a straight line, huh? Actually, I just tie it and it's like I'm playing with it and so on. You can actually just, it's actually very good. It's actually very good. It's actually even though this one is, I'm trying to figure out how to do this and what to do it. I actually asked my teacher, huh? So they asked me, can stretch or not? Actually, this one you can't stretch. Okay. Now is actually 7 minutes. So I will start the journey. And if you got any question, you can actually ask. And please ask. Okay, my journey. Who am I today? And why I'm here? Why I'm here? I think from very young, normally when interviews and so on, I also mention. But the main thing is that when very young at time, my dad is actually very poor, and I'm very blessed to see the journey of my dad growth. I'm very blessed that saw the journey of my dad growth. So I actually told myself when very young, I think around 8-9 years old, I want to be like my dad. So already set up the mind already. Okay, I want to be like my dad. Whatever he go through, whatever he want, I want to be as successful as him. So when you already set the mind, it's like law of attraction, no? And the character and people will say that Mahreey, you are same like your dad. My aunties, uncle will say, you are same like your dad face, no? It's like a photocopy, a big version and a small version when I was young. But of course, the journey, when 18 years old, I'm very rebel, and I'm the black sheep of the family. Very rebellious, very. So I'm a black sheep of the family. And when I finished my SPM, that moment actually I study in Siri Muni, then changed it to Siri Jempaka. So and after that, when 18 years old, when 16, 17 years old already, I thought, hey, what can I do? What business can I do? And so on, because I want to be like my dad, like business person. So because business person can do this, can do that, and so on. So when education isn't easy, and now a lot of patience. Yes, correct. Yeah, Kenny. Yes, correct. Actually, all lines is not easy. It's not only education. So I because normally when the business people, when I see, some of them are very successful. I think it's a lot of thing is about mindset. Mindset is actually so important. And what pain that you go through, how much do you really want it? So why am I talking about the journey of the life, the journey of it, is because honestly, we always see the beauty side of an entrepreneur or a successful entrepreneur, but we never see the failure side. And maybe nobody will actually, they will minimize talking about it, because sometimes it's so painful that hi Ita, hi Lily. Wow, okay, thanks for supporting. So so the main thing is that it's so painful, that's why sometimes we'll not want to mention about the struggling, the suffering, and so on. So when after 18 years old, I told myself that, okay, I want to start my own business. So when 18 years old, actually, I started my own business, cleaning services. And actually, I did a small, short proposal, one page. So I told my dad, oh, how is it like? And so on. My dad answered me that, oh, I do not know, because my dad is an electrical contractor, A class. And that moment, he's actually doing big projects and so on. And that moment is 1980 plus, 1990 plus. So, and that moment onwards, I started my cleaning services. And because I'm a year of bored, right, pig, right? So my mom will tell me that, oh, you are very lazy. So, and I don't do housework. Honestly, I do not even know how to cook. I do not even know how to cook and so on. Of course, after having family, then you slowly learn how to cook and so on. So then she said that I'm very lazy. So okay, lor, you say I'm very lazy, so I don't need to do household work, lor. So I'm very blessed that she told me that I'm very smart. So most of my siblings will be doing household work, and when she mentioned that, oh, I'm very smart, okay, I will do what is necessary on the academic side. So that's why one thing that I really learned is the words from the parents, the motivation. If we demotivate our children, eventually they will remember. They will remember, oh, yeah, I'm not smart, or I'm not this, I'm not that. So even though sometimes we do not encourage, hey, many parents tell some, hey, money drop from the tree, you think? If think like that, right? If you tell the children will feel that, hey, money is very difficult to earn. Then they will feel that every time when I do something, it's very difficult to earn. It's law of attraction. They will feel that it's a block there. So my dad never tell me, you think money come down from the tree? He never mentioned this. Never in my life. So that's why sometimes I feel that it's so much a blessing that I saw my dad grow from nobody to somebody, and I'm very blessed that he never mentioned that money grow from the tree and so on. Okay, he never demotivate me. He never. He only encourage. So that's why from young, the children, you need to motivate, but don't over motivate, become overconfident. So when they feel the time, then the challenges, it will be very serious, or they can't take it. So when 18 years old, that time, of course, definitely business grow, business drop. Then I went back to study. I did my degree and came back again to business. And in my life of past 32 years is all the while in business, and in education is the past 20 years. That's why I actually call myself as edupreneur. Why edupreneur? It's because of the 20 years and as an entrepreneur, because education, honestly, and as an entrepreneur, it's a little bit difficult. It's like oil and water. What it means by oil and water? So example, right? Oil cannot mix with water. So that's why even though my late husband, we are very clear that he's on the financial side, he collect money. I'm on the teaching side. So when we separate it clearly, that like some parents owe us or and so on, he will know about it. I will know, but I will not chase money. I will not chase money because I'm on the academic side. I'm a teacher. So this is the separation of oil and water. So when a lot of failure, even though in the advertising, like example, when we are in the cleaning services, we distribute brochures. Just imagine, I distribute brochures. When distribute brochures that time, then one of the big company actually gave us 500,000 pieces to distribute. So then they ask, you do printing, you do this. So from there, we start to grow to advertising firm. But of course, the challenges that we do have challenges that some of the company, like example, when you print already, the color a little bit out, right? They will say, supposed to be 600. Do you want to sell to me 100? Either this pile of paper or the brochures will be throwing away, or you sell to them 100. You can't take back the paper and actually clean it and make it white and print again. So no choice, even though 100 ringgit, we need to sell. And we was very poor. Okay, my son was very young, and even though honestly roti canai, we need to think that whether to buy that moment or not. Roti canai or roti telur, we only got 5 ringgit in our pocket. So the owing, because paper, when you buy advertising firm, you need to buy cash, and we actually know how to count the paper, the size, and so on. So this is the challenges that we really face, and even though a bicycle that is actually 20 over ringgit, my son actually wanted it, but we can't afford because we only got 5 ringgit, and I need to loan from my mom 50 ringgit. Example, mom, you got money, and that moment I'm staying with my mom and so on. That 20 plus years ago, not 20 years, 10 over years ago. So eventually from there, the challenges. That's why, like example, when okay, that's why when the challenges that you face, that even though the saddest thing is when passing by the shopping complex and so on, my son Zeus will be seeing part by part the shop lot and so on. Normally we do not go in, we window shopping. So then I told Zeus, hey, let's go. Then he said, oh, only see, I will not buy. So even though that moment he's very young, he know that moment that we really can't afford. But of course, his first gift, when everything okay, his first gift is PSP. Yeah, is it a Game Boy? Yes, that moment. So is of course all this went through, and of course the challenges also, people sue us because of one of the advertising firm. It's a very sad thing when in business they do not have ethic. I really believe, because all these stages, all business person need to have ethic. And when we deal, because we know how to count the paper and so on, so we deal with advertising firm, and we charge them 16,000 for 10,000 books. And advertising firm normally will have color proof and so on. So we did exactly the color proof and so on, and we printed 10,000 books because they have exhibition. So we actually send 1,000 pieces because they are rushing. Yeah, we went through very life will be better. Yes, correct. So that's why I really want to share out, is because everybody will have different difficulties, or some of you all are very blessed. But all this, when we went through, I would like to really share, and especially women. So that all these things, because sometimes women tends to think of children and so on. So we need to be strong. We really need to be strong. Huh? So until where? Okay. So when that advertising firm, 16,000 only. One book is around 1 ringgit 60 cents, and with Pantone color. So if Sok Ling is here, she will know because she's from printing company. So 1 ringgit 60 cents. Actually, we are on the losing side. We thought that we can actually go further with this advertising firm. So they took our 1,000 books and they distribute during exhibition. And after the exhibition, one book is 1 ringgit 60 cents. They told us, can I buy from you 30 cents? I do not know this is the tactic, because oh, your color is not right, this one is not right, that one is not right, and so on. So they actually they wanted to buy. Either we sell to them 30 cents and we still can take back 3,000, or we don't take at all. So honestly, they actually claim the advertising. Then after that, we did not sell. Honestly, I think this is the ethic. And for us, is although we do not have money, I think it's not our mistake. Why are you actually blaming us? Because everything is signed. It's signed by them. So it's a very well-known company. I will not mention. The advertising firm. They actually sue us for 300 over thousand, from 16,000 to 300 over thousand. And this advertising firm he's very, very smart. Okay, I can't mention the name. He actually sued us for 300,000 for damage. Example, damage name, damage this, damage that, and they say that, oh, because this company is big, I can't. It's a long-term business and so on. So at the end of the day, they actually sue my husband, my late husband, bankruptcy. for 300 over thousand. We fight in the court for a few years, and honestly, we are struggling. We're really struggling, even though lawyer fees and so on. And at the end of the day, we actually prolonged, not say prolonged, the case was quite long. And that moment when we are an advertising firm and so on, we owe a lot of money. Printing companies, they even do ask debt collector to come over and collect from us. We actually sat down and talked to them, and they allow us to pay every month and so on. And the advertising firm sued us in court for quite long. And because of bankruptcy, my late husband, they can't go overseas and so on. So we actually, then that moment, I told my late husband, it's not right. We need to do something. So when from there, we printed 500 pieces of templates, brochures. We actually distributed in front of the school. So when we distributed in front of the school, very blessed, 500 pieces of brochures, and one by one students was coming, and that moment is around 80 students, but of course it's not one time 80 students. And honestly, we do not have money even though to buy whiteboard. So if you are in printing line, you will know the aluminium. We use the aluminium board to actually do and write, and we collected some money. That time the fees were very reasonable, so we got 80 students. Then neighborhood complaint. We understand that normally you can't, actually honestly I really do not know that cannot do classes or tuition in the house until the majlis came. So I will not mention which majlis, until the majlis came and stopped in front of the house after 2 years. I say that, okay, he directly stopped, and that moment is UPSR timing. So if I stop right now, I can't have my students. If I don't stop, then we'll get saman. So we proceed with, we got our saman, and UPSR completed. I said that, God, you want me to do big. So from there, we actually rented our first short lot tuition center. So because and everything happened with a reason. Honestly, everything happened with a reason. It made me stronger. And if not because of the majlis come, I think I will still be teaching at home, and you will not grow to another stage. So that's why this is some of the blessing that really, sometimes all the challenges in your life, do not allow yourself to be down. How can you push yourself up immediately? Because when you are down, you will be comfortable and will be there for many years until people try to knock on your head and only get up. So I think this is some of the challenge in when, of course, the serving side, we are still fighting. We are blessed that we start to have some money while teaching tuition. And we actually sat down and talked to him. He actually wanted 50,000 to settle, because for us, no point to prolong, and we got some cash that moment. So he requested 50,000 and to settle the case. And we paid him 50,000. And he told us one thing. His business is not advertising firm. His business is suing people. Can you see that? Honestly, it's actually really sad that his business is suing people. He's an advertising firm. He see companies that is sole proprietor. Because when you are sole proprietor, they can attack you directly, even though your asset, your personal, and so on. So that moment, we can't afford to open a Syndrome Berhad, and yearly you need to pay. We only got sole proprietor, and they saw this. They saw this because my late husband, that company is a sole proprietor. So it's actually very sad. That's why until now, every time I tell younger generation and so on, running a business must have ethic, really, because it will come back to you. Trust. The ethic side, it will, if you actually follow and so on, it will be forever your business. It's not a short-term period. It's really not a short-term period. Okay, so after that, we started our tuition classes. And honestly, my students really now, already some of them are 30 years old, 30 plus years old. Some of them are doctors, some of them, actually, I think I got 2 to 3 students, they are doctors and so on. And running a tuition center, I want to be unique. So in that shop lot, most of the tuition center in that generation, I think 10 over 20 years ago, is in the shop lot first floor because it's actually cheaper. And we decided to choose ground floor. Why ground floor? Because first thing for us is safety. Because if you first floor, then they actually come down, they need to wait. All our students is in our center. All our students, until they see the parents' car only they can go out. They are not allowed even though to wait outside. Our teachers, when going back, because when we do tuition classes, is actually what happened to the advertising company now. We didn't really check, but I cannot mention the name because I will not know. Okay, we didn't really check, but we can talk privately. Okay, I really don't know. I really do not know because I move on. Because I believe that although I'm a Christian, I also believe in karma. Everything will come back. Everything is a circle that it will go back to them. So what he do and so on. So it's a very good question. I never thought that to search back. So I feel that it's a waste of time. And everything happened with a reason. Because of that, that's why make me who am I today. Make me marry up today. So when that moment that moment when we transfer to open a tuition center and so on, of course the process of getting license and so everything is very blessed. Everything is really very blessed that everything run very smoothly. And our culture, our value, 10 o'clock when finish class, even though our students parents come late, they can come at 10:30, 1 o'clock, we will still wait until the parents come. Only we will let them go. Because it's also the safety side for us. This is our promise towards the parents. And we will do it. So, and that moment, everything run very smoothly. That's why before that happened, whatever things. And when we start education, sometimes God or universe or whatever you believe in, everything happened with a reason. So do not think, hey, why am I here? Why am I struggling? Why am I so unlucky? Why am I blessed? Why do to me? Why do to me? So all these things. So honestly, just believe the universe. And whatever they do is only to make you stronger, to let you to have the experience. Like example, even though now why the advertising firm that we have right now, I learned Photoshop, I learned Illustrator, I know how to do Illustrator and Photoshop. And will it help me today? Yes, it's helping me today. Do you think that last time I learned the experience, how to cut the paper, how to share, or what's the cost like? I know. Honestly, I know right now everything that passed through. When I'm very rebellious in the house, and whatever things happen, I'm very mischievous, I'm very this and that. But I know the feeling when I'm in education of the younger children that is rebellious. So all this from the past, it helped me today. It really helped me today. So when what happened is that after starting the tuition center and so on, everything was fine. Everything generating very good. And until one day, I saw a boy sat at the back of the class. So when the boy came up, because inside there everybody participating and so on, and that moment is actually a BM class. So when he was sitting at the back, when he came out, I asked, his name is Rudy, why are you not participating? He answered me, teacher, I do not understand at all. So when that moment, I said that never mind, I will give you a placement test and you can go to year 1, because he's year 6, he's studying in one of the private school that moment. So when he was studying in private school, he didn't score, he scored 0 for his BM. He scored 0 for his BM. So that moment, we put him in year 1, year 2, year 3. He was having fun and so on. But his UPSR did not score an A, but he scored a B. So it's a blessing. Can you see? And that moment, I feel that because my BM is also not very good when primary, okay, I normally fail, all red, the BM side will be red. So I know the struggle. And I saw the boy is not only my generation, but his generation also struggling. Why not start a BM classes with assessment? And whatever they are weak in, if they do not know how to bina ayat, we will guide them. If example, just an example, year 6. If we put them in year 1, it's a little bit odd, right? Because their size is a bit bigger. So BM will give them assessment. After the assessment, then we will see their grammar is weak, or vocab is weak, or even though can they make sentences if they cannot go to this class. So they will start to have confidence. The children that do not do well is because they do not have the confidence. I got one student actually PMR, PMR that moment. And do you know that, I will not mention which school, the teacher told her, you will never pass your maths. When she come in, she actually scored 8 marks. I told her, prove to your teacher. When PT3, after 2 months, she's a very hardworking girl. I do not know that whether she will be seeing my Facebook. She's actually a very hardworking girl, and so on and off will be just sitting next to me, and she will be asking questions and so on. Within 2 months, she scored A for PT3. Sometimes human beings, honestly, or children and so on, even the adults, you need to have the confidence. Don't before the war, you say, oh, I will lose, I cannot do. So you need to have the confidence to move forward. You need to have the confidence or trust in yourself and believe in yourself. Okay, so everything was running smoothly. I met my late husband in ice skating ring. Ice skating ring, when after deliver Zeus, we actually stopped. We were getting fatter and so on. So everything was running smoothly. We are very, very happy. But in the year of 2013, oh yeah, for BM World, we are actually started our franchise. So now we are doing our first BM language in Malaysia, first specialist, just only fully in BM. So in everything was very, very, very happy. In 2013, my late dad passed away, and I still remember the date. It's actually October 10, 2013. And in 2014, in my life, that year is the toughest year in my life, in 2014. The day actually, I have talk also, when reach this part, I cannot tahan. My dad passed away October 10, 2013, and when February 14, that one is Chap Gourmet, means the 15th day of the Chinese New Year, is also indirectly a Chinese Valentine Day. Valentine Day, February 14, and also Chinese Valentine. He came, normally he will go out and eat breakfast first, then he came back. He said, oh, hug. So we hug, and he said that, hey, today is a very, very special day. I say, why? He said that because it's Chak Gourmet and Valentine Day. So before we go to work, we went out, we wanted to go out and work and so on. So actually after that, within 5 to 10 minutes, he collapsed. So I tried to do CPR. I tried to hit on his chest. So I was screaming for help. Help. They thought that robbery, the neighborhoods, they ran out. They actually came over and helped. Immediately, I drove him to the hospital. But
the doctor announced him dead. So honestly, that moment, whether I got cry or not, I cannot remember. I really cannot. Actually, when I do this live, I actually prepare tissue because when I know that when I reach 2014, so on Friday, he passed away, and because he do not have any medical challenges and so on, and we hardly go to hospital because we hardly go to hospital and actually check and so on. And actually, we told each other that following week we will go and do medical checkup. So 2014, he actually February, he actually on Friday 14, he actually passed away. On 15, the hospital requested to do post-mortem. I thought that, okay, never mind, don't do post-mortem. Anybody would not like to operate and cut and see whatever is necessary. So, but I do not have a choice because they say that, okay, need to do. So on Sunday is the burial, and on Monday is honestly, that 3 days very fast because, and when going to the cemetery, that time I asked Zeus, that moment is 12 years old plus. I asked him why daddy passed away so fast. He actually told me, daddy mission is over. At a 12 years old, daddy mission is over. So, and a lot of things I'm trying to hide and so on. I do cry, and of course you try not to throw anything. You want to smell the pillow and so on. And of course left Zeus and me only that moment. And when left Zeus and me, and I know that I cannot die. I really cannot die. If I die, Zeus will be orphaned. So what happened is that that moment, even though burial on Sunday, the Monday itself, I start to see people, start to see our franchisee, and start to see all our franchisee, and start to see the potential franchisee and so on, and make myself very, very busy, very, very busy. And when I come back, it will be just sleeping. I do not even want to think about it. So I was very, very blessed. In the month of May, I went in the month of March, I went for an interview under SME Corp, and got a training, management training, a company training, and we took and I got it under SME Corp, and to go to either US, Berkeley, or Cranfield. So I've been to US, so I decided to go to Cranfield, and the training is actually for 1 week. The training, the teaching, the course, and so on is actually for 1 week. And I took this opportunity to bring Zeus along, and actually SME Corp actually sponsors 70% of the school fee and even though the flight. So I thought out for Zeus and so on. So eventually we actually went to Cranfield, UK. And from UK, we actually traveled for 2 months. Took that opportunity to travel with Zeus and of course the financial side is okay, but it's just we need to budget ourselves. So we actually went 2 months. We went to Belgium. We went to Amsterdam. We went to Venice. We went to all these places. And of course, that moment when we are going, we are trying to budget here and there and so on. So when we go there, when we came back, because I let one of my employee to handle, because we are a tuition center that moment, and the tuition center actually collect cash. So one of my employee took the money, and actually took the money and around 40,000. And when we came back that time, honestly, I broke down on the plane. I start seeing the photo. That moment you got iPhone. Not iPhone, it's it's for music and so on. So so what happened is that she took the money for over 40,000, and starting when we even though come back after 1 month, she said don't have because the parents haven't paid and so on. I trusted her. I really trusted her but even though I trusted her, until now I still trust. To grow, you cannot don't trust because of one person. You need to trust somebody to grow your business. Or not, you will be solo person, you'll be running yourself. So when that challenge, she actually took the money and we honestly, I treat her very well. We even though got a company car for her. I really do not understand why. I honestly, I really do not understand why that she do this. But of course, maybe she got specific reason. I don't hate her. I really forgive her because everybody will have difficult in their life. So after that, this is one betray, and another betray is actually this one is another betray is two of my staff. That moment is a teacher because they got a minimum wage. That's why some of your entrepreneur, when you get part-time, you do have minimum wage. And these two is a twins. They actually went to the labor and complain. Why did they actually complain? But they are part-time. Part-time do not have minimum wage. But based on labor side, also got minimum wage. So I lost the case. I lost the case because it's part-time, it's proven, we got the document, we got all this. Why still need to base on minimum wage? So until now, I still find out, that's why, but honestly, because their teaching hours is less, that's why it's less than 1,000. That moment is, I think minimum wage is 1,000 or 1,001 only. So all this, when you run business, you need to really know the law and understand the law. For me, when previously, when do business that time, you will not know all this experience that faced by me. I really would like to share to you all, and do not repeat what is my mistake. All the mistake done in my life, I really would like to share whatever, and you can even ask Q&A question and so on. Now this is the challenges, what will you face and so on. So I am very willing to share. If you got any question that want to ask, this today will not be the first one. So in 2014, you see, late husband passed away. Next is 3 people betray. 3 people betray under police case and so on and labor. And the third betray is actually, the third betray is every year we will send our teachers to international school and one of the home school. It's the same one. Huh? So when we send over to them, we will collect, example, I think not mistaken, that moment we collect per year is around 400 to 500,000. When we send the teachers there, they will charge us the teacher's cost. When they charge us the teacher cost, we collect per year is around 400, 500,000 per year. So in the month of November, okay, before that I will on hold for a while because we that moment running a tuition center, first BM World specialist franchise. That's why we are running BM World. That's why the international school or the home school came and approached us. They are running IGCSE. We are running homeschool also, but our academic center for SPM, for government school, SPM. It's a homeschool, but they come to our center to learn SPM things. So for me, the ethic is, you are my competitor, you are my customer. I will not open a homeschool to do IGCSE. IGCSE means Cambridge. Yeah? I do the homeschool is actually SPM. If I do IGCSE, it will be a betrayal. It's a betray to the international school. It's a betray towards this client. Because the ethic for me, I will not start. For 5 years, that moment in my homeschool are only 7 students. Because of the ethic, because of my value, I will not open and compete with them.
So, but it's actually very sad when 2012, that moment, they took one of our BM teacher and they told us that she's only going to teach geography. She's only going to teach geography. After 2 years, 2014, they started, she's the head of the BM. Honestly, I really trusted this. I take her as a mentor, but I really take her as a mentor because she really do everything and so on. I really take her as a mentor, but this is 2014 is so much of betray, and that moment they actually terminated the contract in the month of November. So they terminated the contract, and they actually asked that teacher that took from us to start the BM classes in the school because they can actually save a lot. But honestly, all this betray, it make me so much stronger. And while I'm going to my friend, got one more is while I'm going to my franchise place, Chera side, and while I'm driving my car, that moment, my pressure went up to 220. I thought that moment I haven't seen doctor yet and so on. And I was driving my staff, now my partner, was in my car, 2 of them. And I feel that my whole leg was numb. And my hand was numb, half side. I told myself, I cannot die. Or I cannot have stroke. If what happened, I have stroke. My son is only 12 years old plus. Who is going to take care of me? Who's going to take care of him? I tried to talk. I tried to speak out. I was screaming to my partner right now that got any pin. She took out from her tudung the pin. I say, poke my fingers, poke my toes, poke my ear. And they was pressing the blood out, and because the car stopped there and many people came over and tried to help and so on, but they do not know how to drive the car. So my partner actually tried to drive, and I do not know why. Before 1 week, actually I taught my partner how to drive my car. And she asked, she thought that wow, why show off, is it, or what? So and that moment she understand why I thought, because for me, maybe that moment I really got anxiety. So that moment when poking the hand, poking the leg, and you feel that the swollen of your blood is like going to burst, that moment, and immediately they try to drive and go to the clinic, and when the clinic checked me, they gave me a very calming medication. And my pressure, I do not know that moment while driving is how much, but when the doctor checked, it's 220. Normal people will be around 120, but my pressure was 220. And in 2014. And honestly, until today, definitely haven't gone because it's anxiety. The doctor say it's anxiety. I went to clinic, then I went to hospital to check, and they say nothing much, not high blood pressure, not stroke, and so on. So when 2020, and that one is in the month of November and December. So November and December, yeah, I can't remember. I think it's November. And you just imagine, you are a woman, you got a son, you need to drive him around, you need to go everywhere, you need to send him. And every time when I drive, the fear, the anxiety, the hand is actually sweating like you can actually put a cup, a bucket of water that you can actually drip. Honestly, I really cannot imagine that moment. And my Zeus, my son, every time will divert me while I'm driving, especially driving him to do IGCSE in KL. Just imagine, and I need to think whether is it jam or not, whether is it what not, is the road smooth. To prevent this, I need to come out earlier. I need to leave the house by 6 o'clock. I need to, after when we reach there, then we sleep in the car.
So all these things, I try to prevent it, and Zeus know about it. When going to the tunnel, I have the phobia. I have the fear, and the sweat will be dripping, and Zeus will try to calm me down. And even though he will actually on the music loud to divert. And of course, this anxiety never gone, is still here. But of course, my current husband Jonathan, he's the supporter. He's the supporter, and you just imagine how many challenges in 2014. But of course, it's a blessing because the international school or the home school terminated our contract. Okay, terminated our contract. Okay, for sending our BM teachers to their place. And we have the opportunity. It's not their client at all. It's not our client. Immediately when we terminated, the second day, I called all our teachers, our employees, what's next? Second day. Okay, what's next? So then we all discussed, we will start our IGCSE Academic Center. So when we started from the Academic Center, so slowly grow until now. Because of that, we got Pine Hills International School. Because of that, we got our GK Special Needs Department. That is a blessing and a purpose for me. 2014, how many challenges? When my late husband passed away, I got think to actually, even though to kill myself. But because of Zeus. So, and you think back that if you dare to kill yourself, why not dare to help more people? Why not dare to do more things? So I think as an entrepreneur, and now edu entrepreneur or edupreneur, it make me stronger. Ladies will cry. Don't feel shy. For me, I tend to cry because it's to also release. After crying, it's much more comfortable. So ladies, men, even though men can cry, why not? Why not? Right? So for me, wise, edu entrepreneur for the past 32 years and 20 years, I would like to really share to you all that how did I overcome, what's the challenges, what did I do, and this 32 years of as an entrepreneur, every temporarily I will fix a date is actually on Wednesday. Every Wednesday is free. It's free. I will share on Facebook, and if you got people, every Wednesday at 9 p.m. I will also call, like example, because early morning, what do? I will do yoga. So because for me, either I want to do it or don't do it at all. So I'm actually a yoga instructor. I'm also a RPM instructor long time ago. So when I'm a yoga instructor, I do not teach. I only do, previously I actually did 1 or 2 years with the Rukun Tanga and so on. Then now I actually stop. And I will actually invite women. I will invite women to come over to have interviews. What's the challenges? How did they overcome it? And so on. And the first person that I will try to invite now, I cannot promise, okay, on Wednesday, because during this pandemic, I think this FMCO is extended for another, we do not know how long, right? Correct that. So we do not know how long, when it's going to open and so on. Especially now, this pandemic, FMCO, everybody is in the house and even though sometimes a little bit difficult to step out and so on. So I think the first person that we can actually invite will be our yoga instructor, because she's very professional, many years experience. And every Wednesday at 9 a.m. please log into Facebook. 9 p.m. right? Yeah, 9 p.m. please log into the Facebook, and we will every week we will try to call women, even though if men and so on, the struggle that they went through, why they are so successful now. Successful not means that running a business, successful can be also a healthy lifestyle,
Success also can consider as a very good mother. Okay, success can be anything, not necessary to be a successful entrepreneur. So please kindly log in on Wednesday, and our first section will be on the, let me see, on the 30th of June. And I will be calling a yoga instructor. Like example, you can actually ask her question and so on. You can actually ask her question and so on, how to release stress, or how do you what do you need to do and so on. Yes, 30th June. Yeah. So her name is actually Julie. Her name is actually Julie, a very close friend of mine. And every early morning, actually, I also do yoga. I do Kapala Bhakti. Okay, Kapala Bhakti, I will do around 10 minutes only. The Kapala Bhakti, I will only do this breathing because I like this breathing, and it's a little bit easier for me because it's so used to it for so many years. And this Kapala Bhakti is very, very good, especially for your lungs. For your lungs. I will actually ask Julie to, I think Julie, we can actually do combination, both of us. Okay, this Kapala Bhakti, it can actually, I will read out the benefit. Rejuvenate cells. Okay, rejuvenate cells, can relax your muscle, your face muscle, help in relieving stress, tension, and anxiety. This one really helped me because I got anxiety. That's why I every time do this. This breathing, pranayama is breathing, and help in treating the period problem in women like menstruation and so on. But when you are menstruation, do not do this. Okay, help in improving the function of kidney, help in sinus, hair loss, and asthma, help in curing constipation and acidity, help in curing insomnia. Okay, insomnia, many people cannot sleep. So, example, this is actually very, very good. So, please kindly log in on the 30th of June. So, at least this yoga instructor will guide and so on. Kapala Bhakti is also exhaling. It's similar to this. Kapala Bhakti, you can see. I will do a little. You can see. I cannot. You see, when I do this, it's coming out the mucus and so on. So it's like the lungs will expand, because your stomach will. But later on, we will show you on Tuesday. When you breathe out, okay, you breathe out all the carbon dioxide. You are opening your lungs, your stomach. When you breathe out, okay, you are squeezing your stomach in to exhale out. So, please kindly log in on FB on Wednesday, 30th June. Okay, I really hope that this section give value. And my aim, the purpose is to give value to men or women, the challenges that you face. If you are really facing challenges, example, on your business, okay, on your business, or even though you can actually come over and ask, how did I solve this? How did I solve this? At the end of the day, I will still throw question to you to answer because it's your life. But honestly, when 2014, that's why every time when I tell people, money is, if money can settle, is not an issue. Life will never can turn back even though 1 second. Appreciate your life. Do not take the challenge during this pandemic, this COVID. Okay, do not think that this one COVID is invisible enemy. Of course, try to stay at home. Wear masks if possible. Even though I went to the vaccine side, I wear 2 masks. It's because I don't want to affect the older people, the loved ones. Okay, protect yourself, protect your family. So thank you very much for logging in. You all are with me. Some of you all are really 1 hour. Really, thank you very much, and I really appreciate. Stay safe. Love yourself. Thank you. Take care.